Okay, welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be back.
Today, we're plunging into a really unique narrative that you shared with us. One that kind of forces us to question, well, everything we think we know about identity, control, freedom.
It really does. It's quite a world.
So imagine this, a city built entirely of sound. I mean, picture soaring towers just humming with invisible melodies.
And everyday life orchestrated by vibrational technology. It's a fascinating concept.
But then there's the other side, the hidden world beneath all that.
Yeah, down in the ruins, where the echoes of a devastating war have twisted humanity into something. No, something new. Something else.
It's a stark division, isn't it? This
Yeah.
meticulously ordered, sound-driven society of musicians up top.
Living in their, acoustically engineered utopia, and then beneath them, the mutated populars just scraping by in these forgotten ruins.
Right. And our mission for this deep dive, pulled from this single, really dense narrative source you found, is to unpack this complex world.
Extract the key insights, yeah. Look at the hidden cruelties, the shocking truths.
And follow this young man's journey. It's quite an agonizing path of self-discovery right in the middle of a brewing revolution.
Absolutely. So get ready for some visceral battles, profound questions about being human, and just a lot of surprising details.
Okay, so let's start with the musician's world. Vivaldi, the city. It's built on sound. How does that even work?
Well, it's not like our buildings. Structures like the Primal Chord or the Congressional Tower, they're described as sound configurations.
Sound configuration.
Yeah, like structures woven from interlacing sound waves. They look glassy or shimmering. Even the pavements hum under your feet.
That's mind-bending.
Yeah.
So sound isn't just art for them, it's everything. It's their tech.
It's fundamental. Elevators lift you with swirling sound. Their weapons are sonic sound sedative whistles, sonic knives, even deadly sound rifles.
Wow. Control through vibration. Does that make them vulnerable, though, if the sound gets disrupted?
That's a key point. It suggests a system that, while it looks perfect, might be incredibly brittle. Total mastery, but maybe fragile if challenged.
And this control goes deep, like really deep, into engineering life itself. Tell us about the Primal Chord. It's more than just a building, right?
Oh, much more. It's their genetic engineering center. Fetuses are literally fashioned in gene-juggling chambers.
Gene juggling. Wow.
And it gets even more chilling. Pregnant women, the ladies, are put in an inundation chamber.
What happens there?
Imagine being immersed in a, quote, weaving symphony of sound. But this symphony carries subliminal suggestions. It's designed to, well, essentially brainwash the unborn child.
Brainwash them. How?
To love music, yes, but crucially to love authority. It indoctrinates them from the womb, and it apparently smooths the genetic engineer's work, too.
So freedom isn't just suppressed, it's programmed out from before birth.
Pretty much. It's the ultimate form of societal control.
And this seems to extend to how women are treated overall in this society.
Absolutely. It's deeply patriarchal. Women are primarily viewed as procreators. Their sensonics, these personalized sound experiences, focus on what's described as electric sex for racial continuation, not really genuine connection or pleasure.
Just reducing them to a biological function. Grim.
Very. It's all part of the system's design.
Okay, this level of control, it must manifest in their social rituals too. Tell us about Coming of Age Day. It sounds intense.
Intense is putting it mildly. It happens in this colossal grand hall. 1,000 yards long, transparent copper floor, tiers for 5,000 spectators. It's pure spectacle.
Built to intimidate, basically. And the tests.
They face these sound configurations, these horrific, lifelike illusions, like a yellow dragon with scales like shovel blades, red eyes, drooling, and then devils spewing entrails and blood that actually splash onto the kid being tested, like our protagonist, Guil. The narrative explicitly calls it sadism for the spectators.
So the cruelty is part of the entertainment. That says a lot.
It really does. The test masters create horror for show.
And the final test, this pillar of ultimate sound.
Ah, yes. Ominous is the word. It's this swirling, humming column, described as a gateway to that land beyond life.
Gateway to beyond life. So fail this test and...
You're sent to the disposal furnaces, immediate oblivion, no second chances. The pressure is immense.
And this is the world Guil grows up in, our protagonist. What's his deal? Is he a natural musician?
Not really. He struggles. He feels his fingers are like stones on the keys when he plays the piano, totally out of sync with the perfection they demand.
Does he have support?
His instructor, Frederick, is incredibly harsh, uses a leather sting strap for discipline, and actually hopes Gil dies in the arena tests.
Charming. So no support there.
None. And Gil feels this connection to a particular song, Der El-Komig. It's sinister, and it seems to foreshadow the brutality of the rituals and even his own father's acceptance that Gil might die.
Wow. That's heavy for a kid.
And there's this other thing. As a child, apparently, Gil once stuck his head into the pillar of ultimate sound.
He did what?
Yeah, and he saw a strange land beyond. Just a glimpse. It's fascinating foreshadowing, suggesting maybe he always had this connection to something else. A latent curiosity the brainwashing didn't kill.
Okay, so the musician world is rigid, cruel, built on this incredible sound tech, but you mentioned cracks appearing.
Right. Things aren't quite as perfect as they seem. Take Rosie.
Rosie.
He's described as the most accomplished musician in the entire Tower of Learning. Hugely talented, but he has physical deformities, tiny horns, hooked hands, things that should mark him out negatively.
But he's still top of the class.
Exactly. And then he does something surprising. He's offered a Class I station, the highest rank, but he refuses it.
Refuses it. Why?
He wants to try for something even rarer, the Medallion of the Composer. His piano playing is apparently phenomenal, like creating a full orchestra from one instrument. The medallion itself has unique powers, dissolves doors, tunes machines. It represents a kind of power beyond the normal system.
So individual genius challenging the structure.
Yeah.
Interesting. But then there's Tisha, Rosie's sister.
Yes, Tisha. Incredibly beautiful, incredibly skilled. In her coming-of-age tests, she performs, quote, perfectly against more horrors than Guil had to face. Uses like 14 different weapons expertly.
Sounds like she aced it. Class I for sure.
She got the recommendation for Class I. Her performance was flawless, but the judges, they declare her disturbed.
Disturbed after a perfect performance.
Exactly. And the reason given, or at least implied, is pure sexism. They didn't want her high status to open the door to more women seeking class.
So they just denied her achievement to maintain the status quo.
Pretty much. It's a stark insight, isn't it? How power protects itself, even against its own supposed rules of merit. They sabotage her to keep women down.
That's infuriating. And it feels like this kind of injustice, this internal contradiction, leads us to Gil's big moment, the revelation.
It does. It sets the stage for the whole system to unravel, starting with Guil himself. He discovers a message tape surgically implanted in him.
Surgically implanted. Okay, what's on it?
The truth. The earth-shattering truth about who he really is.
Which is
He's not the maestro's son, the maestro being the supreme leader of the musicians.
right. So whose son is he?
He's Gideon. Popular. The son of a popular leader named Strong. He was swapped at birth with the maestro's actual son.
Swapped at birth. What happened to the real son?
Apparently killed by another popular named Loper. So Guil, or Gideon, has been living this complete lie right at the heart of the enemy camp, basically.
Wow. Okay. That's huge. But there's more, isn't there, about the popular's mutations?
Yes. And this is maybe the most horrifying revelation of all. It wasn't the nuclear war that caused the mutations.
But was it? Then what did?
The musicians. They did it deliberately.
They caused the mutations. How?
Broadcasting shaped molecular sound waves with a tropic characteristic. Basically, using their sound tech to target and warp DNA and RNA.
They engineered the populars to be mutated.
Yes. It wasn't just war, it was deliberate dehumanization on a massive scale. It completely flips who the real monsters are in this story.
Unbelievable. So this makes you see the populars completely differently. What are they actually like?
Well, there's a huge diversity in their forms, unlike the uniform musicians. You have the massive, hulking strong Guil's father. There's Tar, who's faceless. Red Bat, who's a winged man-bat. Blue, who has webbed hands.
Quite a range.
Yeah.
And their life?
It's harsh. They live in ruins. And get this, their only source of meat is slaughtered mutant rats.
Oof, yeah.
Guil is initially disgusted, naturally, but as he learns the truth, you see this dawning sympathy in him. He starts to understand their suffering, their forced existence.
In Strong, his biological father. What is his role among the populars?
He's a leader, but complicated.
Yeah.
He's described as a religious fanatic, believes in something called the universal church, sees himself as the father of a prophesied savior, Gideon, who is Guil.
So he's driven by vengeance, but also this intense religious belief.
Exactly. It turns the planned revolution into a kind of holy war, adding another layer of, well, fanaticism to the whole conflict.
And there's another interesting popular character, Gypsy Eyes.
Right. Gypsy Eyes has this ability to see probabilities of the future.
Like, see the future.
More like see the likelihood of different outcomes. It adds this layer of strategy, but also maybe fatalism to their plans, like they know the odds.
Okay, so Guil knows the truth. The musicians' crimes are revealed. The populars are organized, maybe fanatical. Revolution feels inevitable.
It is. And Gil makes the incredibly difficult choice to embrace his popular heritage, his true identity as Gideon, and join the uprising.
What does the revolution look like when it kicks off?
It's devastating. Gil uses his knowledge to plant bombs that disrupt the musicians' sound configurations.
Hitting their core technology.
Exactly. And the effect is spectacular and horrifying. Those shimmering towers literally dissolve into nothing. People just fall to their deaths. It's the complete destruction of their world.
And the ground battle.
Chaotic,
Yeah.
brutal. The narrative mentions the bloodlust of the man-bats and how some populars become literal cannon fodder, forming a fleshy barrier for others. It's grim, desperate fighting.
It's no glory here. And in the middle of this chaos, Guil has to face his own demons, right? Starting with Rosie.
Yeah, it's a deeply personal and tragic confrontation. Rosie, terrified of losing his status, his music, in a popular world terrified of becoming just a freak, tries to kill Gil.
His former friend.
Yes, they fight hand-to-hand. It's brutal. Gil manages to disarm him, but feels this profound shame afterward. He realizes he has this barbarous base inside him, just like the musicians he hates. It shatters any sense of simple moral superiority.
A tough realization. And then he has to confront Strong, his father.
This is maybe the peak of his agony. Strong goes full fanatic. He tries to kill Tisha, remember, Rose's sister, who Gil cares for.
Right, Tisha.
Because Strong believes prophets are chaste, and he sees Tisha as a distraction or corruption for his prophet son, Gideon Gil.
That's insane.
It forces Gil to choose. And tragically, he uses a sonic knife musician tech to kill his own father to save Tisha.
He kills his father.
Oh.
Wow. That's him rejecting both worlds in a way.
Completely. Rejecting the musician control and the popular fanaticism. He's forging his own path, but at immense personal cost.
Is the fighting over for him then?
Not quite. After Strong dies, Red Bat, the winged man-bat, immediately challenges Gil for leadership. Another violent fight.
Power vacuum politics, even in the revolution.
Seems so. Tisha actually intervenes to help resolve that one, showing her loyalty.
So, amidst all this destruction and personal turmoil, Gil starts thinking about the pillar again, and something called the ninth rule of sound.
Yes, he learns more about Władysławicz, likely the original architect or theorist, and his secret obsession. Apparently, Władysławicz believed the pillar offered immortality.
Immortality.
Through that world of death beyond it. But the researchers who tried to enter it, they never returned. It connects back to Gil's childhood glimpse, suggesting the pillar is a gateway to something truly unknown.
And Earl King's song comes back again.
Right. The song that terrified him as a child, representing the musician death sentence, now takes on a new meaning. He and Tisha start to see that world of death, that unknown place beyond the pillar, as their only real option, a third alternative.
Not musician control, not popular brutality.
Yeah.
But something else entirely.
Exactly. Not conquering the old world, but escaping its entire framework, transcending the conflict.
So what do?
They make a monumental decision. First, they destroy the pillar of ultimate sound itself.
Destroying the gateway.
Symbolically destroying the old system, perhaps. And then they step into its swirling depths together.
Into the unknown.
Into the unknown, leaving the shattered world behind, possibly entering a new plane of existence. It's an act of incredible courage, choosing the void over the two broken realities they knew.
Wow, what a journey. This deep dive, it's really shown us how societies, even ones built on something beautiful like music, can just curdle into control, prejudice, power.
And how an individual gets caught in the middle, wrestling with who they are, what compassion means, facing the darkness in others, and crucially, in themselves.
It really pushes you, the listener, to look past the surface, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To question appearances and find your own truth, however messy that is.
Definitely. Which brings us to a final provocative thought. Gil and Tisha step into that world of death, the ultimate unknown, not running from their fears maybe, but running towards something because of them.
So what does that mean? Is real freedom found by embracing that kind of ultimate unknown, going beyond the physical conflicts?
Or is it about having the courage to find that third way, rejecting the simple us versus them binaries that oppressive systems always try to force on us? What might that look like for you in your world when faced with choices that seem impossible?
Something to definitely think about.